Feeling ignored by your children can be one of the most frustrating experiences as a parent. You've poured your love, time, and energy into raising them, and now it feels like your words barely register. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Many parents face this challenge, and it can feel emotionally draining. The usual response? Frustration, maybe yelling or launching into a long lecture. But does that ever work? Not really. In fact, it often makes things worse, leaving everyone upset and disconnected. Here's the good news. There's a better way. In this video, we'll explore a six-step strategy inspired by Stoic philosophy to help you navigate these moments calmly and effectively. No yelling, no guilt trips, and no losing your temper. Just practical steps to restore harmony and build a stronger connection with your kids. So, if you're ready to move from frustration to understanding, grab your favorite drink, take a deep breath, and let's dive in. And don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Training for more simple and powerful insights like this. Let's get started. Step 1. Stay calm and in control. Imagine this. You're in the kitchen preparing dinner. You call your child to set the table once, twice, but the only response is the sound of their phone or the TV in the living room. Frustration starts bubbling up, like a fire ready to spark into flames. This is the moment where your response matters most. If you let anger take over, the situation can quickly spiral into conflict, shouting, harsh words, and regret. But if you manage your emotions, you can diffuse the tension and model emotional strength. Stoic philosophy reminds us that controlling emotions doesn't mean pretending they don't exist. It's about recognizing them and choosing how to respond. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, staying calm is your greatest tool. When you remain composed, you show your child that you are in control of yourself. This quiet strength often encourages them to reflect on their own behavior. Your calmness doesn't just resolve the immediate problem, it teaches a valuable life skill. When your child sees you handling frustration with patience and reason, they learn that strength comes from self-control, not from shouting or retaliation. For example, instead of yelling when your child doesn't respond, try approaching them. Gently tap their shoulder and say, "I need your help right now." This simple action shifts the energy of the moment. It shows you are serious without being confrontational and creates space for a more respectful conversation. By managing your emotions, you protect your relationship with your child and your own mental well-being. Words spoken in anger can leave lasting wounds, but words spoken with calmness and love build trust and respect. Over time, your child will start to mirror your approach. They'll learn to handle their own frustrations with patience, improving their relationships not only with you, but also with others. This practice is about more than just solving one problem. Every moment of calm you demonstrate strengthens the bond between you and your child. It sets an example of how to face challenges in life with grace and determination. The next time you feel frustration rising, remember, pause, take a deep breath, and focus on what matters most. Your steady presence can guide your child through the ups and downs of life. Let your actions show them that true strength lies in staying composed during tough moments. By staying calm, you not only avoid unnecessary conflict, but also create opportunities to teach emotional intelligence and problem-solving skills. These lessons will stay with your child far beyond the moment, shaping how they handle challenges as they grow. Your calmness is a gift, one that deepens your connection and builds a foundation of trust. Be the steady light they can rely on, not just in your words, but in how you live. Each moment of patience and self-control brings you closer to a healthier, more meaningful relationship with your child. Step 2. Show understanding without giving in. Once you've regained control over your emotions, the next step is to approach your child with understanding while maintaining boundaries. This doesn't mean excusing disrespectful behavior or letting them take advantage of you. Instead, it's about looking beyond their actions to uncover the emotions driving them. Children often act out because of unprocessed feelings like insecurity, frustration, or anxiety. A child refusing to help might be reacting to a tough day at school. A teenager slamming their door after an argument may not hate you, but could be feeling overwhelmed or uncertain. Understanding doesn't mean you condone bad behavior. It means you're willing to see the bigger picture. When you approach with empathy rather than anger, you show your child that you care about how they feel, not just what they do. This not only diffuses tension, but also opens the door for honest communication. Picture this. Your child yells in frustration because you've banned phone use during dinner. Instead of reacting with anger or punishment, pause and consider the cause of their behavior. Maybe they're feeling social pressure or struggling to process their emotions. Calmly sitting down to talk with them shows you're interested in resolving the issue, not just enforcing rules. Stoic philosophy teaches us that not every situation requires an immediate reaction. Strength lies in self-control and focusing on the long-term relationship rather than winning a single argument. By demonstrating empathy, you signal that you value their emotions and are willing to listen while still holding them accountable. This balance between understanding and firmness is key. Set clear and consistent boundaries. Let your child know that while their feelings matter, rules still need to be followed. For example, you might say, I understand you're upset about the phone rule, but mealtimes are for family. We can talk more about how you're feeling after dinner. Over time, this approach helps your child learn emotional intelligence. They see that conflicts don't need to escalate into shouting matches, and that rules can coexist with compassion. Your willingness to listen makes you more than a disciplinarian. You become someone they trust and turn to during challenging times. This balance of empathy and structure strengthens your relationship. Your child learns they can share their feelings without fear of immediate criticism, but they also understand that boundaries are non-negotiable. Your consistent understanding builds a bridge of trust and respect. It teaches your child that emotions can be managed and conflicts can be resolved calmly. This foundation of mutual respect not only helps in the moment, but also shapes how they handle relationships and challenges in the future. By showing understanding without giving in, you nurture a meaningful connection with your child, one built on trust, respect, and emotional growth. Step 3. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries are like a guide for parent-child relationships, offering structure that helps children understand expectations while creating an atmosphere of respect and clarity. But how you set and enforce those boundaries is just as important as the rules themselves. To make boundaries effective, they must be communicated calmly and confidently without anger or threats. For example, imagine your teenager frequently ignores curfew and comes home late. Instead of shouting or handing out harsh punishments, sit down and explain the reasoning behind the curfew. You might say, the curfew is 10 p.m. because it's important for your safety. If you come home late again, you'll lose your phone privileges for a week. This approach isn't about being controlling or punitive. It's about connecting actions to fair, logical consequences. When you communicate boundaries in a calm and understanding way, children are more likely to see that these rules are in place to protect and support them, not to limit their freedom. Boundaries, when clear and consistent, provide a sense of security within the family. They show children that rules exist to guide behavior and teach responsibility, not to restrict unnecessarily. Consistency is a key part of making boundaries effective. It helps children learn that actions have consequences and that they are responsible for their choices. For example, if breaking curfew leads to losing phone privileges, sticking to this consequence helps children understand the value of self-discipline. This lesson will serve them well as they grow, shaping how they handle relationships, responsibilities, and challenges outside the home. Boundaries aren't only for children, they benefit parents too. They prevent the need for emotional battles and help parents avoid feelings of guilt or frustration when rules are broken. By calmly enforcing boundaries, You stay in control of your emotions, even during tough situations. This calmness also shows children how to handle conflicts maturely. Boundaries teach children more than just rules. They model emotional strength and balance. When children see their parents being firm yet kind, they learn that it's possible to stand by your values without being aggressive or losing control. Over time, they'll start to reflect these behaviors in their own relationships, developing confidence and emotional regulation. As children grow, their needs change, and so should the boundaries. Adapting rules as they mature shows them that boundaries are not about control, but about supporting their development. Involving children in discussions about these changes fosters cooperation and mutual respect, strengthening the parent-child bond. Setting boundaries with calmness and consistency builds a family environment where everyone feels safe and valued. Children learn respect, accountability, and self-discipline, while parents maintain emotional composure. This approach nurtures a lasting, loving relationship, where rules are seen as a framework for growth, not restrictions on freedom. Step 4. Set the example. You want to see children learn by watching, not just listening. They tend to mirror the behaviors they see, especially from their parents. The way you act has a greater impact on them than the things you say. While words can guide, it's your actions that truly shape their understanding of the world. If you want your children to respect you, begin by showing respect to them. If you expect them to listen, demonstrate that you're ready to listen to them as well. Imagine this. After a long, stressful day, you come home and find your child upset. They're not only paying attention to what you say, but also observing how you react. How you handle stress and frustration is a lesson in itself. If you respond with calmness and patience, you're not just teaching them how to resolve conflict, but also modeling how to face challenges in life with composure and confidence. Of course, no one expects you to be perfect. In fact, trying to be perfect can create unnecessary pressure for both you and your child. Instead, focus on being consistent. Small, steady actions like keeping your promises, admitting when you're wrong, and truly listening to them will leave a bigger impact than trying to be flawless. For example, if you want your child to know how to apologize, demonstrate it by owning up to your mistakes and making amends. Children learn best by example. If you want them to practice patience, show it when they make mistakes. Here's a simple example. If your child raises their voice during a disagreement, instead of shouting back, respond in a calm but firm tone. By doing so, you're teaching them that emotions don't have to spiral out of control to resolve conflicts. Your calm approach will become a model for maturity, which they will naturally begin to mimic. Your actions don't just shape how your child behaves at home, they also influence how they interact with others in the world. The respect you show within your family sets the tone for how they'll treat friends, teachers, and later, colleagues and partners. When your child sees you consistently practicing honesty and respect with others, they'll naturally adopt these values. Not because you told them to, but because they've seen the benefits firsthand. Don't worry if you don't always get it right. Perfection isn't what your child needs from you. What they truly need is to see you acknowledge your mistakes and work to improve them. The moments when you apologize after losing your temper or making a misjudgment become valuable lessons. These moments teach your child that mistakes are a natural part of life, and what matters most is how we learn and correct them. For example, if you overreact to something your child does, instead of just brushing it off, take a moment to apologize and explain why you reacted the way you did. Show them that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as you take responsibility and work to make things right. This will teach your child to take ownership of their actions and to approach life with humility. When you consistently model the values you want to see in your child, you're not just shaping their character, you're also building a strong foundation for your relationship. The trust between you and your child deepens, as they know they can rely on you as a steady and reliable guide. Your actions over time become a roadmap that helps them navigate through life. This consistency teaches them to face challenges with integrity and to always treat others with respect. They'll learn to value honesty, patience, and resilience because they've seen you live those values every day. Living the values you want to instill in your child isn't just about being a good parent. It's about giving them the greatest gift you can offer. This gift will shape the way they approach life, relationships, and love as they grow older. By setting the example, you're not just raising a child, you're nurturing a future adult who can contribute positively to the world. Ultimately, when your actions align with your words, you give your child the tools they need to face the world with self-respect and integrity. This is what builds their character, and it's the foundation of a lasting, loving relationship between you both. Step 5. Create moments of connection outside of conflict. A strong relationship between parents and children goes beyond rules and discipline. It thrives in moments of calm and connection, where deeper bonds are formed. These moments lay the foundation for trust, respect, and understanding, which help to ease any tensions that may come up during difficult times. Imagine a quiet afternoon when you and your child are baking together. There's no rush, no pressure to be perfect, just the joy of being together. Laughter fills the air as you both enjoy the process, and these simple moments create lasting memories. They also provide a safe space where your child feels loved and respected. Quality time doesn't have to be extravagant or filled with big activities. It can be as simple as a family meal, a walk in the park, or a cozy movie night at home. What matters most is that you are fully present. When you spend time with your child, put away distractions like your phone or work. If your child sees that you're focused on them, they will feel valued and prioritized. This full attention shows them that they matter more than anything else in that moment. Active listening is also key in building a strong connection. Whether your child is talking about their day or sharing something deeper, listen carefully. This makes them feel heard and respected, and it teaches them the importance of open communication. A child who knows their voice is respected at home will carry that into their relationships with others. Creating these moments of connection does more than just build a stronger relationship. It also helps to reduce tension during conflicts. When children feel loved and supported outside of moments of discipline, they are more likely to follow the rules and behave appropriately. They understand that the boundaries and guidelines you set come from a place of care and concern, not from a desire to control them. A strong emotional bond with your child also teaches them how to build healthy relationships with others. When they experience respect and open communication at home, they learn these values and apply them in their friendships, school relationships, and later in their work and personal lives. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes that love and presence are not just words, but actions that require intention. Every moment you spend with your child, truly and sincerely, is an investment in their emotional well-being. These moments help build their self-esteem, empathy, and emotional growth. They learn how to connect with others in a meaningful way, and these lessons stay with them throughout their lives. By being a consistent, loving presence in their lives, you become more than just a parent. You become a trusted guide. Your connection to them not only strengthens your relationship, but also helps shape the person they will become. These small, everyday moments of connection are the building blocks of a lasting, loving bond that will carry them through life. Step 6. Give them space to reflect. When tensions rise between parents and children, it's easy to feel the need to immediately correct the behavior or demand an apology. However, sometimes the most effective step is knowing when to step back and give your child some space. Giving them time to reflect is not only an act of love, but also a smart way to encourage self-awareness and personal growth. Maturity doesn't always come from reprimands or instant demands for change, but from the moments of quiet reflection that allow children to understand their actions. Imagine this scenario. After a disagreement with your child, instead of continuing to explain or persuade them, you choose to step back. You give them the space to process their feelings and actions on their own. This is not about abandoning them. It's about creating a space for them to ask themselves important questions like, was what I did right? Or, how did my actions affect others? These types of questions often arise naturally when there's no external pressure to respond immediately. For many parents, the urge to immediately correct their child's behavior can be overwhelming. You might feel that you need to fix things right away. However, pushing for an apology or demanding that they admit their mistakes on the spot can lead to resistance rather than genuine change. Children need time to fully realize the consequences of their actions. They need the chance to understand why respect and consideration for others matter. By giving your child space, you communicate trust in their ability to reflect and grow. This space also sends a powerful message. You respect them as individuals who are capable of thinking for themselves. It's not about giving them the cold shoulder or punishing them with silence. Instead, it's about allowing them the opportunity to reflect on their actions and come to their own conclusions. Imagine your child retreating to their room after a conflict, not to avoid the situation, but to process it. During this time, your words and lessons begin to sink in. Without the pressure of needing to change instantly, your child can take the time they need to internalize the lessons you've shared. This process is a key part of their growth journey. They move from simply obeying rules to understanding and internalizing the value of respect. Stoic philosophy teaches that growth takes time and patience. This is why giving your child space is so crucial. It allows them to explore their self-awareness in a way that no amount of scolding or immediate correction can replace. When children come to their conclusions on their own, the lessons they learn resonate more deeply and have a lasting impact. Giving your child space to reflect benefits you as well. It allows you to maintain your calm and avoid reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment. By stepping back, you can avoid unnecessary conflicts and give yourself the time to gather your thoughts. This gives you the opportunity to approach the situation with a clear mind, ready for a more productive conversation when your child is ready to talk. When you allow your child the space to reflect, you also maintain your role as a rational and empathetic parent. You model for them how to handle difficult emotions with composure and patience. By showing that you're calm and in control, you reinforce the importance of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. As you apply Stoic principles to your parenting, it's important to remember that growth takes time, both for children and for parents. Don't rush maturity. Instead, nurture it by being patient and giving your children the space they need to reflect on their actions. This approach helps them develop self-awareness, which will serve them in all aspects of their lives, whether at school, with friends, or in future relationships. The key is consistency. By consistently providing space and time for your child to reflect on their behavior, you show them that you trust them to grow and learn from their experiences. Over time, this fosters a deeper sense of responsibility and respect within your child. Now that you've learned how to handle disrespect calmly and give your child space to reflect, here are a few final tips to further strengthen your relationship and communication with them. Sometimes, the wisest approach is to let minor issues go without engaging in a battle. This doesn't mean ignoring important problems, but recognizing which situations truly need your intervention and which ones can resolve naturally. By letting go of minor irritations, you teach your child that not every moment needs to turn into a conflict. Involving your child in decisions that affect their life fosters a sense of belonging and accountability. It also reinforces mutual respect and helps them develop problem-solving skills. When children feel that their voices matter They are more likely to take ownership of their actions and respect family rules. Parents often focus on correcting negative behaviors, but it's just as important to recognize positive efforts. Acknowledging even small improvements in your child's behavior can encourage them to keep making progress. Praise their efforts, even if they're small steps forward. This reinforces the behaviors you want to see more of. If you've overreacted or handled a situation poorly, it's important to apologize. Admitting your mistakes shows strength, not weakness. It demonstrates that you're on a journey of growth alongside them, and that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as we take responsibility and strive to improve. Change within a family dynamic doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and consistency. Each step you take toward calm, understanding, and respect will strengthen your relationship with your child. Don't be discouraged if immediate results aren't visible. Over time, your patience and consistent efforts will yield significant rewards. By using these strategies, you will be better equipped to manage challenging situations with your children calmly and with emotional intelligence. Staying composed, understanding their feelings, and giving them space to reflect will not only strengthen your bond with them, but also guide them toward becoming respectful, thoughtful individuals. With patience, consistency, and love, you can build a harmonious family environment rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and trust.